They said you're hosting.
What's going on, guys? Pete over here with Sports Network. I am joined by my colleague Michael Hoff. Had a little bit of a snag there when loading that thing up. JT said, "Let's go, yo." JT sent the comment here about an hour ago. And looks like he stayed. Sorry for the delay. Sometimes we open up these studios. We're not sure when we're going to actually go live. We're trying to figure that out a little bit more and be a little more organized, but appreciate it. Yeah, JT said, "Are we drafting tonight?" So we're gonna do a best ball draft. Then I mean, maybe if we have a ton of interest, maybe we'll do a rookie draft at the end of the night, at the end of the show, depending on how much time he said. I don't have life. It's all right. Well, we appreciate you spending your time with us.
Sure you do, buddy.
And Index of Suspicion said lurkers lurk. Yeah, they certainly do. Hoff, what's up, man?
Oh, I'm living the dream.
I don't hear you. You're not talking.
Oh, you don't hear me. You must hear. I don't know why you don't hear me. I hear myself. Does anybody else hear me in the chat?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, I'm gonna need the chat to tell me. Can you hear me or can you hear Hoff? Because one of us, his audio is fucked up right now. I honestly think it's a good chance it's mine.
Yeah. See,
you hear us both.
Else says yeah. Well.
God. All right, there we go. You know what it was? The new camera had the mic piping through it, and so for some reason it was trying to feed the audio through the camera.
So you do hear me now.
I hear you now. Yeah, I hear you now.
Well, I'm doing a lot better now that you get your shit figured out, and excited to do an underdog draft. I like to do these now that the NFL draft is kind of obviously in the rear view. Now we can see really where these rookies fall into place in some of these drafts. We know it'll change between now and August, but fun to do. Excited to be here. Shout out to Kathy Hochul for making sure that I can't play underdog in New York, though. So I will be relying on Pete here for this draft.
Oh, yeah, we'll share a team together. So we're gonna do underdog. May do a BBM. Or maybe a smaller one, depending on who. I thought underdog not working. So we're gonna split a team. I'm gonna draft.
Yeah. To be clear, ATL, I can't access it from here, but Pete's gonna be running it because he's not in New York. My only question to you, Pete, is what if this team wins big? Do I get a cut of that?
Yeah, we'll split it. But you got to Venmo me then for the entry fee.
I do. I had to Venmo you for the background too, this lovely background that I keep forgetting.
That's all right. ATL said that. He said I wanted to join. Yeah, it's so funny because
I know, man.
I can't do drafters like I can do DraftKings. You have DraftKings too, right?
I have DraftKings. That was the one I did yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we switch to DraftKings after the first one. Now, before we get into it, I just want to shout out Joe Carlton. Joe's doing some stuff as well on YouTube. So go over to him and check him out. Joe, drop your handle for Twitter and your YouTube. He's with the sports affiliation, but big supporter of us. Appreciate you coming in, man. Me and Hoff will actually be on Joe's show this Thursday, I believe. So drop the details on that, Joe, in the chat to let the viewers know. JT said 80-20 split. Yeah, that sounds fair.
Nah, it doesn't sound fair, JT.
Scott said I can do DraftKings. If you can do DraftKings and you can't do the underdog, maybe we just do DraftKings. If the chat wants to draft with us and they want to do DraftKings, then we can. If we get enough people that say that they want to draft with us, we'll just do DraftKings. Then Hoff can have his own team and I'll have mine. And then what else? There was a question here by St. Louis fans, Mr. Discount said, "Good evening, guys. Love the show. Got an offer, James Cook and a 2026 mid-first 14-team PPR for Omarion Hampton." I think that's pretty tempting.
He's getting offered James Cook in the 2026 mid-first. Am I reading that correctly?
Yeah, and he's getting James Cook. I mean, I would take it.
I think I would actually.
Like it. Yeah, I like, especially with being a 14-team league. Like extra players matter, and so to get an additional first that you expect to be mid next year, I'm fine with that because I like James Cook. I mean, they didn't add to this room in the draft, which I think people were thinking was definitely a possibility. So yeah. And then we have JT said I do, but I only have an Underdog account. So yeah, we can do Underdog. Scott, I think, said he can do DraftKings. JT can do Underdog. ATL. JT, do you have a DraftKings account? Let's see if you have one. Index said I'm not a Cook fan. Yeah, I get it. And he said he would go with Hampton. I think it being a deeper league, I'm not the biggest Cook fan either. I think the biggest worry that I have with Cook is just the regression on those touchdowns, man. I mean, when you pull up James Cook's numbers, pull it up real quick. I think from a points per game basis, 11th in points per game. That was with 18 touchdowns last year. 18 touchdowns and was still only 11th in points per game. So if we assume that those touchdowns regress, let's just assume 6 to 8 because in previous years he had 3 and 6 total touchdowns. Let's just say somewhere on 6 to 8. Losing 10 touchdowns. I mean, fringe RB1, high end RB2. Like I don't know. So it is kind of interesting. But yeah, and then we have him there. Index said Underdog, so he's good with Underdog too. And then Joe Carlton said Thursday, 7 p.m. Pete and Hoff. We're going to learn how Fantasy Faceoff got started and how these fine gents became content teammates. We'll talk some fantasy as well. Perfect. Yeah, Joe. Drop your YouTube channel link in here as well, so that way people can subscribe as well. Yeah. So Index said he's got UD, he's got DK. So only DK for UD for JT. Let's just do DraftKings first. Let's do Underdog first, because I already have that loaded up on the back screen, and then we could always do DraftKings after. I'm gonna go ahead and it's 6:33 now, just to give the chat a chance to get in with us. We're gonna do. Do we want to do Best Ball Mania or do we want to do something a little bit smaller? I'm down for either, but if the chat prefers to do, like a $5, the puppy, we can do that too. So before
make it up to the chat, but I'll split with you whatever the damage is for the team.
Yeah, that's fine. So that's fine. So yeah, chat, just let us know. Okay, JT said puppy. Yeah, I'm down to do the puppy. That's fine. So let's do the puppy, and then we could always run. We could also do a BBM. Yeah. Well, and Scott, like I said, maybe we might skip over and go to DraftKings after. But JT said puppy.
What
do you say?
Nothing. I'm being funny. Keep talking.
He said I spent all my scratch on scotch. Well, you're a man after Hoff's heart. Is that how you said it?
Yeah. Yeah, but I wish I had some, Jack. I don't have any. It's rather upsetting now. Now I feel
I've had too much alcohol the last week, man. I definitely don't think I need any of that.
I need to. I feel bad now. My Frank Gore jersey is now blocked by my head. I got to work on that.
Well, we're gonna do that. We're gonna start at 6:36. So 6:36. I'll type in the chat. 6:36 puppy for Underdog. So that's in 2 minutes. And once that clock hits, we give a time because we're on a delay to you guys. So, because we're on that delay, we just give out the time. And once that clock hits 6:36, I'll go ahead and hit that. JC said I'm on my 6th cigar and 9 shots in. Well,
wow.
Hopefully you don't got work tomorrow.
Hot damn, sir. Respect. God, I'm fucking half jealous right now. I'm not even half jealous. I'm full blown jealous, actually. I'm just being honest with one another. I hate even seeing this, man. I gotta my little rant. Even seeing Underdog on the screen and knowing that I can't play it, it's just infuriating because I love it. I love the layout. I love the way you can, I love how you can check all your stuff, after a couple of weeks. I love it. Like, DraftKings is fine. It's not bad. Fast Draft is good. I like Fast Draft, even though that's not illegal here either. Drafters
hold on. I'm hitting enter. So I'm hitting enter.
Okay. You do that.
By the way, good luck, Joe, who says he's hopping in a high stakes NFFC
Hey,
online challenge. So good luck
crush
with
it,
that.
man. Yeah, I'm gonna wait a little bit before I hop into the high stakes stuff, but
Yeah, we have three open spots here, so 3 waiting. So if you do want to jump in, we're almost ready to go. So he said, understand if I want to stream it. A lot of shysters in that one. Yeah, that's one of the interesting things,
yeah,
right? You always got to worry about how much you say on live. That's like I've thought about doing live rookie drafts for the ones that I'm in. Most of them are slow clock, but overall, like you worry about people in your league listening, and then knowing, your strats on who you're looking to get. So, um,
um, I'll pull this up only because he's gonna keep asking because he wants this low hanging fruit and he thinks it's funny. So, Pete, if you want to answer that, because he thinks this is like hilarious. So, if you could just go ahead.
not to be a
Meanwhile,
dick, but I
meanwhile,
actually do think he would have got signed. Only because we have a lot of cash, though. We're not
yeah,
our ownership has I mean, they're like
ooh,
8
Rangers
times
fire
the
the head
second,
coach.
eight times like the second wealthiest ownership group. Like we're like 8
Yeah,
times that, which I think is Tepper
yeah.
in
Well, you
Carolina.
guys got what the hell is that?
We have the
What the hell
Penner
they
Group,
own?
who's the guy that owns Walmart.
Walmart. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So I
The
do
only
think there's a
reason,
chance he would have got signed by now.
sure, that's
Yeah.
fine. And the only reason why he wasn't signed yet is because they were working on extending Kittle, and they did that, and he'll be signed before training camp starts. It's not going to be this thing that we're used to with the Niners, unfortunately. So don't worry about it.
Ooh, index of suspicion is a black badge, by the way. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a badge bro. Best ball. This was last year was my first year doing best ball. And I went super wide receiver heavy. So last year was my first year, so I don't have any badges. I made okay money back last year, but I lost more than I won. So
Did you?
I do not have a badge. I will be honest. I will say that I'm Pete Broncos here.
I thought I won more than I lost. I don't remember. I was close, if nothing else.
Yeah. Well, it's all funny.
I'll
It's all
try to.
fair index, by the way.
Yeah,
It's all
don't.
fair. You do what you gotta do. Take
Yeah,
take
man.
take the guys you want. That's fine. I mean,
Yeah, man.
don't
Fucking
worry
step
about
on our
us.
throats, man. It's all good.
He
Come
said
with
we
it.
don't. He just said we don't need no stinking badges. Where is by the way, Alec Burleson for the Cardinals just hit a homer. So I don't know what the score is in the Mets game, but
Well, can't be
just
good
so
then because it just
well, it
started.
might have been a solo.
Still not good. What the hell was I? The Texas Rangers fired their manager. I know this is
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
football. I'm just telling you in case you care to flash from a screen.
Yeah. No,
So,
I saw that as well.
I mean, I'm over it. But... Oh, 2-0 Cardinals right now. All right, come on, guys. See what happens. McGill too. All right, whatever. Okay.
So I went Nico. I mean, honestly, I don't think you can go. I mean, I think you're going to get a lot of big time weeks between, Puka, Brian Thomas. I mean, Nico was on pace for an insane year last year before he got hurt. So
Where were we picking here? 9, you said,
we're in the 9 spot. Yeah. So
which is kind of a Nico Collins spot.
yeah, I mean, you could have went Brian. We could have went Brian Thomas Jr. I think it's tougher to do shows live with the 20-second clock. I like the clock being shorter because it goes faster, but it is hard to do these shows because you have less time to talk, especially if we're splitting a team. But what I will say here is Devon A-Chain, who you just did a thread about, is available. I think that's who I have my eyes on. But is
I'll take
there?
him.
You want
No,
you
I'll
want to
take
go
him.
A-Chain?
Yeah.
All right, let's go A-Chain.
He's got, I know there's a lot of popular names up there, but he's got just as good of an opportunity to be in the top 5 again. And before ATL comments, because I know he's already typing it because he thinks he's funny, I was dead wrong on Devon A-Chain last year because I didn't think he would stay healthy the whole year. And not only did he stay healthy, but he was one of the best pass catchers among running backs in the NFL last year. So if he could do a little bit of the receptions and get better in the rushing yards, that was the one thing. He didn't have a 100-yard rushing game until week 16. So if he could stabilize the running game and still have the receptions, why is he not top 5? So
Yeah. I mean, I think it's fair. I actually have some interest in Ollie Gordon, who got drafted there. I mean, when you look at what Mostert did, in that role with Miami, I mean, 18 total touchdowns, 1,000 yards, 209 carries, 32 targets. I'm not saying I'm worried for A-Chain, but I'm saying I don't mind picking up Ollie Gordon as a nice guy to handcuff behind him.
sure.
Just because you just you never know with A-Chain and that size. I like Ollie Gordon. He's a guy that I'm talking. I mean, I'm not really the biggest Jalen Wright guy. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I'm not huge in it. A lot of people were on that last year too. Talking about him. Saying that like last year he could have jumped in there, and I wasn't really buying it then, and I'm not really buying it now either. And that's not to say that A-Chain's gonna just, dominate the workload. But with what Raheem Mostert's now giving up at being gone now, being in Las Vegas, there's still plenty to
Alexander
go
Madison
around.
could find himself getting touches. I mean, I'm not
Sure.
excited to draft him, but he could find himself getting touches too. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Scott said, "What do you think about Genti going so early?" So,
He's top 10 for me right now in terms of my running back rankings for a redraft. He's top 10 for me. So
yeah,
yeah,
I'm fine
so
with it.
yeah,
I
I'm
I
fine with it too.
I will say I'm trying to go back to going more targeting running backs. I really like Brees Hall this year too. I like him more than Kyron. What do you think about Hall here?
I like Kyron more, but I'm not going to fight you on Hall. You could take Hall
Okay.
because, again, this is best ball, so we can get some boom weeks. Did you get timed out? Did you take him?
No, I took Hall. Yeah, I
Okay.
took Hall. Yeah,
You might want to
they
see if you can put
drafted.
the draft board up. I know it's a pain in the ass.
I was
Because you're going to go
getting
back and
ready to
forth.
do that before that last pick, so that's good timing that you mentioned that. Can I make this bigger? Why is this so small?
You probably hit that button that makes it bigger. Nope. Or
What, this
ish?
button?
Oh,
That doesn't help. No.
no. Cool. Just do what you're doing.
We'll do it like that. So JT also got into this draft. He's also a black badge. And JT is
Is he
right
the
here.
Genty Tet and Travis Hunter?
Yeah, he took Genty, one, Tet, and Travis. So all rookies. Interesting. And
Double
then
your pleasure,
index.
double your fun.
There you go. Index with McCaffrey, Bowers, and Devontae. So not bad.
What do you honest to God, and I know I'm a Niner guy, so this comes off as being like whatever, but I feel like if you're picking at the back end there and you're
By
on
the
a,
way, we can get Kyron here too. I mean,
I'm down with getting Karen, but then let's dip into some other.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's good value to get Kyron here. I mean,
because if you have down week some Brees, Kyron
well,
hopefully picks it up.
A
And we
chain,
also have A-Chain. So yeah.
and we still got Nico, so it's not like we didn't get a top wide receiver either. So I like that. That's nice.
No, but I was going to ask you, if you're picking at the back end of the draft, I mean, Christian McCaffrey's, because he's going to be there. He's going to be there in that 9 to 12 range in the first round. Now, if you don't take him there, or maybe on the way back, like yesterday, actually, I did a best ball draft on Underdog. I took Nico at 11. Then when it swooped around, I took McCaffrey.
Right.
Are you willing to take McCaffrey in that spot, the back end of the first round, or maybe early second round, or do you not want to deal with the problem? Which I get at this point, he's getting older, lower leg injuries are not a good thing.
I think I'm good with I'm good with McCaffrey, preferably in redraft. I would prefer him to be somewhere over here. I could slide him up a little higher in best ball formats because I'm open to taking the risk.
Like I took him second pick of the second round yesterday.
In best ball, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Redraft, I prefer, probably cutoff is somewhere around Lad, I would say. Like if I could get if you took McCaffrey out here, moved everybody up, and put him here where Lad goes, I think that would be kind of where I start to get more and more interested in redraft drafting him. To be honest with you.
So then you're probably not getting him, which is fine if that's your philosophy. That's cool. I'm just saying his draft cost is not going to. So that answers my question. Is if he's at that point, if you're in the back end of that draft, you're not taking him. And Joe
No,
says
I mean, I don't
continue.
mind. I mean, Index takes him here at 10. Like, I'm okay with taking the chances because I like having variance, especially in best ball. So
Sure.
I will have my shares of CMC. I'm not like Joe who said you couldn't pay me to click on him. I would
Yeah,
I would definitely take my chances on him in best ball. But redraft, it's really going to matter who I get round one, because I'm probably not touching him in the first round unless we get really, really positive reports on CMC. Then I'm willing to take the chance, because quite honestly, like, CMC is gonna, as long as he didn't lose a step, I don't care that he comes with injury risk every year, right?
Right.
So
This is nothing new.
yeah,
It's
so
just magnified because of last year, which I understand.
right,
That's fine.
right.
All right. So what? We should probably go quarterback, wide receiver, tight end here. One of those.
Well, we losing time. I got nervous and panicked and just took Henderson. I didn't like any of these receivers, and quarterbacks look like they're push downs, and we lost time. Like, I mean, there's no reason to reach on any of these guys, right? I mean,
What was that tight end for the hell of it?
What do you say?
What was that tight end for the hell of it?
Laporta. I think there's a
Yeah.
chance Laporta comes back to us unless one of these two. But
no.
Index took his. This guy needs a tight end. Maybe he doesn't. But I'm open to taking Laporta here if he falls. I mean, we have a crazy running back room. I mean,
no, we do. No, yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I was gonna say, the tight ends up here for anybody watching. Once I get to this point and these are the tight ends, that's where I say I'm gonna hang back and wait a bit. If you want to take Laporta now, you can. If you want to go look somewhere else, that's fine too. Olave, Godwin, Debo. I don't mind Debo on best ball. I don't know what you think, but
yeah, I'm cool with that. Let's go Debo. You haven't really taken a guy yet, so we'll go with Debo. That's cool.
Okay.
And
So
I'm with you with
you put those guys in the queue and wait for the clock to run out. That gives me anxiety.
I should probably be queuing guys up.
Right.
So why don't I mean, I don't think Olave is coming back, but
and just for the guys that are in here, we will at some point we will highlight your teams and talk about them.
Yeah, we have, I think we have about four guys in here. We have JT, we have
how much fab for Deshaun Watson? Mondo says, how much fab for Deshaun Watson? Mondo, not a fucking dime. That's what I say. That's what I say.
Yeah, third round. If you could get CMC in the third, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if his ADP starts falling back that way. I'm not saying he's going to go all the way to the third,
man.
But it was crazy because in the beginning
if he does, incredible.
Well, early best ball drafting, like, I only did a few, but like, he was going like towards that 2-3 turn. So Index said, I have a lot of Debo, excited to see what he looks like not having to play traditional wide receiver. Yeah, the biggest concern for that offense is Jaden Daniels just runs so many touchdowns in. How many chances does Debo get at the goal line when they've already kind of got that? But honestly, Brian Robinson Jr. wasn't really great last year in the red zone. I think we talked about him the other night. So
yeah,
maybe Debo is that guy that they trust to, get into the end zone at the goal line outside of Daniels, who scored a ton there.
Sure. And I'm sure they're going to try and scheme him. So,
100%. Oh, Jason's in here too, right? He's at the 5 spot. So I think that's, I think who is he? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So everybody has all the guys that are drafting with us have badges. So he is this guy, I think, right here, right? Haran River Rat. Okay. Interesting. All right. So we're getting close to our pick. So why don't we start to talk about this a little bit? So we've kind of pushed down wide receivers. Tight ends are still kind of, I'm fine with a lot of these guys. So I'm still good with us.
Yeah, I'm fine waiting on that.
Yeah. Now quarterback, I think I'm okay too. I think let's maybe try to hit another receiver here. Do you have a preference? I mean, you got the 2 guys in San Fran here.
I mean, if we're doing best ball, if we're talking about a Niners wide receiver, I would rather have Juwan Jennings over those guys. Over
I think he went already. I think he went already.
Did he?
I think
Wow.
Index took him.
Not to say I want him right now, just but yeah.
I thought he took him. Yeah, Index took him actually.
I'd be more open to Cooper Kupp, honestly, in terms of who's going to get something this year.
What about Luther? Yeah, I mean, we'll go Kupp. You said it. We'll take him.
The thing is, the thing with Luther is like, it's the thing we're going to hear all year with Chicago. There's so many mouths to feed there, if they get fed properly,
Sure.
obviously. But that's not as much the case there in Seattle. The big question mark with Cooper Kupp, we talked a lot about CMC, is staying healthy. So that's the big, So, but sure. I'll let you, since I kind of hijacked that pick and made it my own. You go ahead. You make the next pick. But ATL does ask, does McLaurin's value fall off because we talked about Debo? I don't think so at all. And that's not what I'm seeing out of best ball drafts so far that I did pre-draft and now. I don't think his value falls off at all. I think McLaurin is still McLaurin. I just think that there's more love to give to other wide receivers there in Washington. I think that's it. You don't got to worry about that.
All right. So
yeah, you go ahead. You make this pick. I kind of
I like Ricky Pearsall, so I'm fine. I mean, I almost took him with the Cooper Kupp pick, so to get Pearsall on the turn back is cool with me. Index takes
Nottingham is right.
Well, he takes Purdy, so he gets the stack there with Purdy. The thing is, we don't really have a stack with a quarterback here. I'm not going to focus too. Stacks are important, so I'm not saying
that they're a lot in these drafts so far.
Yeah, I mean, stacks are important, but I just sometimes I feel like the one thing I focused so hard on stacks last year that I gave up on good players to force getting stacks. And with some of these quarterbacks you can get later on, you can find a way to get a stack. Like we could take Geno and Jack Besh at the end, and stack that, or you could get Cam Ward and one of these cheap, Titans wide receiver. Like there's ways to find a way to get a stack or two.
Sure.
So I mean, at this point, I mean, Stroud maybe you could stack, but I'm not super excited to get Stroud. None of our quarterbacks are really left outside of Sam Darnold and CJ. So
I'd rather wait and see if it just kind of happens. I'm not pushing like this is what you talked about. Like I'm not pushing to take Stroud so I have a combo because I don't believe in CJ Stroud for fantasy. So, I mean, I think the numbers that we saw in his sophomore year are more likely what it's going to be for him.
Mm-hmm.
I think he played incredible in his rookie year. I think we could see a happy medium between the two, but I don't think he's going back to that year one form in terms of fantasy, at least.
Index said what I was just about to say too. I have serious concerns about the O-line. I don't really feel like they addressed it much at all. And now we're back here though. We got four running backs, 4 wide receivers, still some tight ends left on the board, but we lost out on a couple of guys. I'm cool taking a chance on Jonnu, right?
Yeah. I was about to say the same.
Did I get him? Okay, I did.
Okay.
Ooh, that was a little close there.
Yeah.
He said hard to play quarterback on your back. I mean, now that we get Jonnu, we also that opens up a stack to grab Tua later on too. Who again I'm not in love with, but that's the thing with best ball is sometimes you just with the stacks you find yourself drafting players that you just don't want because you want to stack so bad,
Right.
And that's a mistake. I mean, like I'm sitting here talking about, whoa, we could draft Tua. Like, I don't really want Tua. Like,
I mean, as my second QB, sure.
Yeah, okay, but we still need
and
a
it's
first
not
QB.
right.
And we're getting sniped here on quarterbacks too right now.
So we might want to get in on that. Otherwise, we might wind up with a fucking CJ Stroud.
I mean, the guys that are left here, I'm actually okay with this tier of guys. I don't mind taking a chance on Trevor Lawrence. I don't. I don't mind
Oh,
Justin
well,
Herbert. I'm weary with Goff with Ben Johnson gone.
I would
Um,
take in this spot because we're on the clock. I would take
I like Drake
Herbert.
May.
I'd take Drake May. I would take a ride in that.
Yeah,
That sounds
I mean
terrible.
it's. I mean, at this point, once you start getting into this part of the draft where you get to like we're at pick 12 here. Drake May's ADP was 10 spots back. Like once you start getting to this point, I don't care as much about the ADP as much as I care about getting my guys. In the beginning part of the
Now,
draft, I worry more about the ADP.
here's a question I have for you because yesterday I did a draft and I was kind of picking in that range, and I took quarterback again. I picked 11. I took quarterback. I took Justin Fields. Then when it came back around, I took Justin Herbert just because I didn't want to feel like I have a headache at quarterback.
Mm.
Do you feel like in this spot you want to take a quarterback again, or do you want to go ahead and take another position and then
Um,
see where we go from there? It's just
I'm okay.
something.
I'm okay. No, I'm good. I'm cool taking a chance on another guy.
Yeah,
Unless there's somebody that we really like on the board. I mean, it's going to be a
sure.
little bit of time before we even get to our next pick.
Right.
So Index said ADP is a social construct. That is true. That is
Mm,
100% true.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, we get Drake May. We do get a stack with him and Trevor Henderson, and Henderson is a guy we expect to catch the football out of the backfield. And they're
Stephon Diggs out there.
right. Diggs, I don't know actually. Let's see.
He might
But
not be at
I
this
wouldn't
rate.
mind taking a chance on Kyle Williams, who is actually right here. I didn't think his ADP would be this high.
Mm,
I would like to get him a stack with Williams.
yeah, that means Diggs
Um,
is definitely out there. But
yeah, Diggs definitely gone. Where
yeah,
does where did he probably goes like around the 70s. Yeah, 76.
yeah. Okay,
Kind of what I
that's
expected.
fine. Good call.
Um
Yeah, I'd be down with that if it comes to it.
yeah, well, he just went. So
All right. Well, there you go.
I don't think
Thank
it was one of
you.
our guys. So they don't have a badge. So
Well, if it was, fuck you.
yeah. Yeah. So
Politely. With all due respect.
Second quarterback goes. Well, another quarterback goes. I mean, I'm okay with maybe taking Penix, JJ, or Trevor. I'm fine with either three of these guys falling to us. Yeah, I'm cool with either of those guys. And then at wide
Penix,
receiver,
JJ.
I like Lawrence. I'm open to taking a chance on him.
I was going to tell you when you were talking about JJ, I would rather have Lawrence.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. I'm good with that. I kind of do like our team. I mean, we have some risks here with these two wide receivers. Honestly, all three. I mean, because you're banking on Ricky Pearsall, who is in a little bit of a crowded room. But I liked what I saw from Pearsall down the stretch last year. Did you?
I did. I'm sorry. I was reading a text from my friend's wife about the story time I told you about off air.
Yes.
Yeah, she was commenting back. So I'm sorry, it made me smile. But anyway,
Okay.
no, I do like the way our team is shaping up. I do like it. I was kind of worried about how wide receiver would go after we started so strong on running back, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with the Nico, Debo, Cooper, and Pearsall.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
for how hard we went on running back,
yeah.
pretty decent turnout for wide receiver. So I'm cool with that. Now, I mean, do we want to take a chance on? I don't think we need to go. I mean, I'm fine with Jonnu. I don't think we need to go out and waste another pick on a tight end.
No, we can wait on that for a bit. We don't got to jump a tight end right now.
Yeah, I think it's
Plenty
best
of
player
guys.
available.
Yeah.
I like Rashad White. Let's go with Rashad White. Are you cool with that?
No, I'm cool with that. I'm rolling my eyes at, and I know you're cool with Amika Buka, but just McMillan, man. Like, what if he doesn't wind up with the Buccaneers? We're looking at McMillan much differently.
Well,
In
yeah,
my
I mean,
opinion.
and Godwin too, right? I mean, you think about how
Sure.
quickly things changed, and McMillan's value is really high this offseason, and so much changed. So yeah, we have some questions here. Let's see, how soon is our next pick? We got a little bit of time, so let's
Mets are
hit
winning 4-2, by the way, in case anybody cares. Since everybody likes to tell me when they're losing, they're winning.
Brown said, "Am I too high on Lawrence with a screwed up running back room, and now you have BTJ and the stud rookie?" No, I mean, I think Lawrence is a really good shot here. I
Depends how
mean,
high you're ranking them, I guess. I don't think you're too high.
yeah, I mean, and he's not going off the board. I mean, he's like QB 14, 15. I think that's
Yeah,
fair. I mean, they
I'm
brought in Liam Cohen. Look what he did for Baker.
yeah,
Now Canales did it for Baker initially. Liam Cohen and Baker had the best year of his career, but it's also a year 2 in the same system since Liam Cohen came from the same system, even though he wasn't promoted from within.
yeah.
But still, if Baker has another awesome year, do we eventually start saying maybe Baker had a big reason to do with it, and maybe we put too much stock into the coaches? I don't
Both
know.
things could be true, though. It could
Both
be
could be true.
coaching. It could be Baker. I know we're coming up 2 picks, but I'm actually just curious, Brown, if you're still here, where do you have Lawrence? Like, if you're doing quarterback rankings, I'm curious what you think too high might be. But go ahead, Pete. We're now on the clock. Where are we going here?
I mean, I love Tet, but I'm cool with taking Leged, who had a lot of targets and was a first round wide receiver last year. I don't think he
Best ball
performed
draft,
to a
too.
way. Well, I don't think he performed in a way like I'm not super high on Leged, but 87 targets last year, and I don't think the team didn't like his performance.
Right.
So like Tet was picked because they got to help Bryce out as much as possible.
Sure.
I don't think it was indicative of them not thinking high of Leggett, so to speak. Now, honestly, Tolbert's here. I don't want Tolbert. Who was the Turpin, right? I think it was Turpin. I'd rather take a chance on Turpin. I mean, this room has nobody behind CD, but we drafted a lot of Tolbert last year, and he had and there you go, he gets picked. I just feel like Tolbert had a lot of opportunities last year to step up, and he just never really did.
I'm having a brain fart. Did we take the second QB yet or no?
Yeah, we took Lawrence and we have May.
Oh, my bad. Go on.
No, you're good. I don't mind Wandale. I like Manor too. I think Wandale is a good.
Yeah, I wind up with Wandell quite a bit, so I don't hate that either.
All right, so let's take Wandale. Let's see. So one of the guys, best ball guys on Twitter just sent me a picture and said light mode with the funny emoji. I guess we could shift. Let's shift the dark mode. Oh yeah, I guess that's actually probably more visually appealing for the viewers. It's better for the eyes.
Yeah. All right.
So we'll go to dark mode.
Yeah. It makes you happy.
So Aaron said, "How do you feel about DJ Martinez in the rookie draft with DJ having JT and Martinez having Walker?" I happen to really like DJ Giddens. I'm going to take a look at Jonathan Taylor's contract, but I believe, yes, dark mode is light mode is for serial killers, is what Jason said. So
Ted Bundy style. I dig it.
So JT turns 27 by the end of the season. He's had his ups and downs with the franchise in general. He's had some injuries in the past, but I want to pull up his contract because I think there's an out. I think his cost goes up pretty high. Let me see. Yeah, so I'm using Player Profiler here. So yeah, he signed a 3-year, $42 million contract in 2023. So realistically, they can get out next year and only eat 2.56 million in dead cap. Or if they keep him in 2026, it's like 16 million, right? I mean, is there a possibility that they move on from him? I would take DJ Giddens. I think he has a much clearer past. I liked Martinez as well, but I read that there were some concerns in the background, and that's why he fell so far. I mean, he's better than a 7th-round pick. And he's blocked. I mean, Charbonnet and Walker are good backs that I don't see going anywhere anytime soon. Where, with Taylor, I think he has a clear path. Taylor's had issues with injuries, and Taylor also is due for a contract. And if this coaching staff gets fired and the front office gets fired, are they going to want to keep Taylor on the team, a new coaching staff and front office next season, when JT they can get out for $2 million or pay him 16, right? A new staff. So we're back on the clock.
That's fair. I would go with with DJ, but yeah, go ahead, make that pick. And then I did want to bring up Brown's comment after we're done.
So I take J.K. Dobbins here just because his ADP is at 186. Once he signs with somebody, he's gonna go up a lot. So collecting shares of him down here, I think is good value. I'm totally cool with that.
So Brown, I put up quarterbacks matter because quarterbacks matter, but Brown did come back and answer us. He said, I have Lawrence right around Bo Nix and Justin Fields for fantasy purposes. I think his floor is so much higher than past years and great for best ball. With Liam, he could easily beat his ADP. I don't disagree with that. I would consider putting him ahead. And I guess, you know what? If it's best ball, maybe I put him ahead of both. If it's just a redraft for the whole year, I think I put Nix ahead of Lawrence. I like Fields this year. I feel like I always want to see a Field succeed. It's just a matter of him doing it, or a matter of a team giving him the opportunity to fully do it for a whole year. But yeah, I think I would put. Yeah, I think I still put Nix ahead of Lawrence.
I prefer Fields and Nix in both over Lawrence just because of the rushing upside. I mean, Fields has been a top 12 quarterback, top 10 quarterback when given his opportunities. We're on the clock here. Why don't we take a look at getting another tight end because we haven't. I'll take Gesicki or Mason Taylor.
Yeah, let's go Gesicki. I know we're just talking about Fields, but yeah.
But I mean, and you can call me crazy, but I have Nix ranked 7 behind Baker Mayfield this year. That's where I have him, and I have Fields ranked right behind him at 8.
I gotta pull up my quarterback rankings. Give me a second. Well, you keep talking, obviously, but
I mean, guys that are behind him, Patrick Mahomes, like we just haven't seen it. I'm fine with those guys over Patrick Mahomes. Caleb Williams, we still haven't seen it yet. I know Ben Johnson gives us an upgrade. All that stuff sounds great, but until I see it, I can't have him over those guys. Kyler, I just can't go down that road with him. I mean, he just looked like a bad quarterback, and maybe if they got a really good OC in there, and I felt like if Liam Cohen went there or this offseason, I would have felt better. And then you have Brock Purdy, you have Jared Goff, you have Justin Herbert, and then you have Lawrence. I think you can make a case to have Lawrence ahead of Purdy and ahead or behind Purdy, somewhere around QB 11. I could see right where Kyler is. Kyler maybe behind him, and Purdy being behind both at 13. I see a world where he's better than Herbert and Goff, and Kyler and Brock, and even Caleb Williams as well. I mean, so yeah, I think that's fair.
You had Bo Nix. You had Bo Nix at 7.
I have Bo Nix at 7. I have Baker at 6. I have Fields at 8.
Okay, so I actually I gotta move Fields up higher in my rankings. I need to take care of that. But right now, my top 12 without Fields being included yet would be Allen, Lamar, Burrow, Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff, Bo Nix at 8, Justin Herbert, Jordan Love, Brock Purdy, Trevor Lawrence, and Pat Mahomes are interchangeable in my opinion. But Justin Fields has got to move up. So that's so apparently tomorrow I'm tinkering with my quarterback rankings. So, but yeah, but Bo Nix is 8 for me right now. So,
Did I squeeze it in time? Sorry. I lost connection there, and then we were on the clock
You
same
son of a
time.
bitch.
What else is new? Yeah, I mean, I do worry about regression for Goff with Ben Johnson. They lost a ton of guys on that staff.
Yep.
So there
That's
is concern
gotta
there.
that's
You
gotta
seem
show up at some
bullish on
point.
Herbert, though, which is fair. I mean, they added Trey Harris and Omarion Hampton. I think that should only help that room, and help that
Yeah.
offense in general. So yeah, I'm fine with it. I mean, quarter. I think the shocking one was Jordan Love. You have Jordan Love in your top 10, which is pretty high. I
He's
mean,
probably gonna be the guy who takes a bullet from me moving up fields, to be honest with you.
yeah.
But go on. Go
No,
on. You may as well.
I mean that's fine. I think I'm not as high on Love as you are.
Yeah.
Scott said 20-second clock is no joke. Yeah. I mean, I'm back on the clock now. It comes quick. So with our quarterbacks being the way they were, who is left?
You're going with a Russell Wilson spot and you're gonna fucking hate it. Or
I'll take
Kyler. Yeah.
because honestly, I see a world where Russ doesn't end up getting the full year. So I'd rather take Shuck. Just take a chance. I think he has a chance to get a lot of reps. Who knows what's gonna happen with Derek Carr. But yeah, if anybody has, we're gonna close this out. In terms of this draft, I think this was last round. Yeah, so this was last round. Nick Chubb is not a bad pick there at the end as well.
No, not at all.
You got me?
Yep. No, I got you. Your screen is frozen, but I hear you. Or I don't hear you at all. We'll see. Should be interesting. He'll be back eventually. I was just going to say the reason why I like Herbert so much is you look at what he did over those last few weeks of the season. I get it, last 3 weeks. One of those weeks doesn't matter in terms of fantasy, but, he ended the year with what? 22.2, 24.4, 28 points. I like the way he got acclimated to the offense there with Greg Roman. If any of you have watched this show from its conception, from the very beginning, you'll know that I've never been a big Greg Roman guy, but Justin Herbert seemed to has gotten acclimated to it. I like the potential there, and yeah, obviously the pick of Trey Harris does help. But Herbert was in my top 12 of quarterbacks prior to the NFL draft. So Trey Harris helps. He doesn't move the needle. And Pete's got technical difficulties, and we got spinning things, which looks awesome. Brown says, yeah, Fields is the clear start. Don't worry, Pete. Don't. You're fine back there in the backstage. He said, yeah, Fields is the clear starter, unlike last year, and he needs to move up in the rankings. He does need to move up in the rankings, and he will move up in my rankings tomorrow. By this conversation, I just realized tomorrow morning I am updating my quarterback rankings. And yeah, Justin Fields will move up. He probably will be in my top 12, but he's going to be, I'm not heavy on the Kool-Aid to the point where he's going to be, top 6 or top 7. He's going to be back end top 12 for me, but he'll be up there. He'll get his love. So there you go. PD, you back?
I am.
Oh man, what's the matter? You want to talk about it?
No, I want to pull up the board.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go off the screen. I'm gonna go hit the head and get a drink. But you talk about this, and then I'll come back.
All right, sounds good. While I pull up the board because I got logged out here. If you guys have questions for rookie drafts, for dynasty stuff, or any questions at all, let me know. Send that in as I try to pull up this this draft really quick. So I want to say that was this, and then we did the puppy. Okay, cool. Sorry about that, fellas and gals, possibly, depending on who's watching. All right, so let me see what we got here. View full draft. Perfect. Okay. There we go. All right, so let's take a look at the board here really quick. But we had a couple of guys drafting in here. So let's go and take a look at JT's team first. So JT ends up with Ashton Genty, Tet, and Travis Hunter. So rookie heavy. Gets DJ Moore, a Dunze, so stacks the 2 Bears. What else? Jacoby, Matthew Golden, Caleb, Loveland. Okay, so super heavy on the Bears stack. Jordan Love, Goff, so 3 quarterbacks. Ray Davis, Roshan, Marshawn Lloyd, Raheem, and Jerome Ford. So I like the team. The only thing I'm worried most about is you really went RB hero here with Ashton Genty, and didn't draft another running back until you got to Ray Davis, which I honestly, yeah, I mean, honestly, it's a decent shot in the dark because, Roshan, if they don't bring anybody in, I think everyone expects it to be Nick Chubb in Chicago, but, Roshan could have a decent sized role. And, with this whole shit going on with James Cook, I mean, Ray Davis can see himself in a larger role as well. You have Mostert as the cuff behind Ashton Genty, so that's interesting as well. Index said his bro from Chicago. But yeah, I think overall is if any of those running backs can give you, okay numbers, I think it's a good team overall. I think you're just putting a lot of your eggs in the basket of Genty and the Bears, but and didn't really leave yourself much margin for error with the running back. So that's my biggest concern there. But overall, not a bad squad. And then we have who was the other guys that we were in here? Okay, it was the 5 spot. It was Huron, River Rat, CeeDee Lamb, Trey McBride, Bucky. I wish they would just let you click on these teams and just pull up their full squad. Let me see. Maybe I should just do it like this. Yeah, that's better. So he gets 2 quarterbacks here. He goes Baker and Dak. His running backs are Bucky, RJ, Harvey, Scat, Tyler Algier, Will Shipley, and then CD, Mike Evans, Godwin. So the Bucks stack.
Okay.
I like that as well. Brown with a $5 super said, "Good insight, guys. Enjoyed the draft." We'll appreciate it, man.
Cheers, man.
Like a little bit of a newer name. So if you are new, we appreciate you tuning in, and feel free to hit that subscribe button if you're not already. And if you guys are watching, give us a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm. It helps us get out to more people for these shows and helps us grow as well. But we appreciate that. And so he gets Evans, Godwin, so he goes Bucks stack here. Marvin Mims, I'm as a Broncos fan, I think Marvin Mims is being not talked about much. I mean, he had like 50 total points in the last 2 games of the season. Quentin Johnston, don't mind taking a chance there. Thielen, I mean, for 161, pick 173. I mean, it's fine taking a chance. I know Hoff is a big Thielen guy, so I'm sure he's cool with that. And then tight end room, it looks good. I mean, you get McBride. You probably don't even need to spend much else, but I mean, you get Ferguson and Taylor. So I think I like this team better than I liked JT's team. I mean, the heavy Buck stack for me is enticing, and then to get the Dallas stack paired with it, I think is really, really nice. So I happen to really like this team a lot.
Yeah. Look at that, Marvin Mims. Even in week 13, too, 19.9. Then he went 6 points, 9.5. But then, 30.2 and 22.1. Look at that.
Yeah, and he was top 5 in separation, I believe, or top 10 in separation for wide receivers this year. So he had a better year than I think some are giving credit for. And I think people just think he's capped, but I think they like him. I mean, they didn't really add to this room like at the wide receiver. They brought in Evan Ingram and they brought Pat Bryant in. Let's go to indexes. Index goes Jaden Daniels, Brock, and Justin Fields. So my first question would, I guess, be index. With Daniels, why? If I would have been fine just taking Fields and skipping on Brock, but it seems like he wanted the stack, right? He goes CMC, and I think he got another.
He got Juwan Jennings.
Yeah, so he wanted the stack, and I get that. That's one of those things, right, where it's like
like what you talked about earlier.
Yeah, are we pushing for the stack or not? I think it's fine. I mean, you have Daniels here, and then to get Fields is like a phenomenal backup. So I don't know if it was necessary to go Purdy, but if you wanted the stack, I'm cool with it. If you didn't hurt yourself too much outside. The running backs are a little spotty, right? I mean, Jaden Blue steps into a situation where he could have a lot of opportunity. Jarquez Hunter, I happen to like a lot. I just drafted him an hour ago in one league, and then Nick Chubb is pretty much a free pick. I mean,
right.
I just worry about how much juice he has left. And then the wide receivers. I mean, you get Devontae, you bank on Calvin Ridley. I like Juwan Jennings. I'm not in love with Darnell Mooney. I really like Hollywood Brown. I think his cost is really nice. Alec Pierce, we saw have some big pop games. And Troy Franklin is just shot in the dark, right? You're banking on upside, free pick pretty much at the end of the draft. And maybe he takes that step forward this year. Tillman's interesting.
No, yeah, I probably like Mooney a little bit less than I did last year. I still think he'll have some production. I think best ball, the beauty of best ball is it helps kind of take you away from those dud weeks that Mooney might give you. But I don't hate the Mooney pick, but yeah, I'm not as high on him as I was last year. I'll put it that way.
Index says River Rat got a runner. I think Jason's team is probably the favorite out of the three. I mean, I'll take a look at our team real quick, and maybe I'll feel differently. But I liked his team. I think Index pretty much said, lots of reaching. He wanted the stack to play off Adams. I get it. I mean, it's fine. And then tight ends, he gets Bowers and Zach Ertz, who probably ends up being a top 5 tight end again this year because it's Zach Ertz, right? And,
but Zach Ertz, wasn't he supposed to be on the practice squad midway through the year last year? Is that what we heard?
That's what we were told. Yeah, we were told. Right. We were told he was a wasted pick. And there was no reason to draft him apparently in best ball, even though
cheers to that guy.
Amazing. Yeah,
that worked out well.
Who would have thought, right?
Me.
Not. Oh yeah. So let's see. Hold on one second. Did I? I took Ollie Gordon as my last pick in that rookie draft that we're in.
Ollie Oxen free.
All right, and then let's take a look at our team, and then if anybody wants, we'll run another one. We could definitely do that. Let's see. All right, so quarterback
Broncos.
Yeah, I hate that I can't change my team. My name. I think it's so ridiculous that I can't change it.
you sound like you're fucking 10,
dude. It pisses me off so much.
My name is Pete. My favorite
when
team
I
is
made
the Broncos.
An account, I just was throwing shit and I just said Peter Broncos, whatever, and I didn't know that I could never change it. So,
oh god, that's great.
But I actually happen to like our team. I know it sounds biased, right? Drake May had a lot of good games last year. So I think it's fine. And then we back him up with Lawrence, who's risky too. Two guys that are definitely risky players. I want to say Drake May, though, he had a decent amount of QB 10 or higher games last year. I mean, he only played 13, but 14th in points per game, not amazing, but I really like what they did. They helped upgrade the offensive line. They brought in Morgan Moses. They brought in a first-round pick at left tackle. They brought in Bradbury from the Vikings, who I don't really think is that great. And then
Drake May only had 3 games top 12 in 4-point per passing touchdown leagues.
Well, so I'm looking here. He was 10th against Houston. He put up 21 points. He was 7th against Jacksonville. He put up 20 points. He was 10th in Indianapolis. He put up 20 points. And then he had another week. He had 18.5 against Arizona. So he had four top 10 finish. He had 4 QB1 finishes in his 13 games behind a pretty bad O-line. But he had 401 rushing yards, which is a lot for 13.
No, it is. It's sneaky. And Yeah, and the one thing I'll say before you go on, this is why I always, while I keep it here though, I do think that it is always better just to look at like total points because you do get those snares, like you mentioned, like oh, like towards the end, like 18 points. Like I remember there was one particular week where everybody in the top 12 or the top 10 in scoring at quarterback finished with 20 or more points. So if a guy had 18 points, like you didn't
Yeah.
have a bad week, it just meant that everybody else played so well that week that you just like
Yeah.
that's where you are. You're there a product of everybody's success. You didn't have a shit game, so I don't know. I was just
Well,
kind of
there was
trying to look at the
like,
points.
for example, he was QB 11 in week 15 with 18.5 points, and then he was QB
Right.
16 in the next week with 18.4 points. So that point one in 1 week from week to week moved him from 11 to 16. So
Sure.
I get your
Especially,
comment though.
yeah. But whatever.
Um,
Either way.
so the rest of our team, I mean, our running back room, I couldn't be happier. I mean, this is a pretty
Oh yeah.
insane role at running back. I mean, I know people are a little worried about Kyron because of Jarquez Hunter, but I mean, getting him at pick 40 felt pretty good. You know, I panicked and took Trevion Henderson, but I love him, so I'm fine with it. And then Rashad White's a guy that, like, honestly, if you get fucked in the draft at the running back position, he's going to be like a low end RB2. Like, I'm not saying I love Rashad White, but like, I don't. This guy had 50 targets last year. I mean, at the running back position, and that was with Bucky. You had 50 as well. Like, I mean, Rashad White's going to be involved still, so I don't mind that. And then let's just go through the rest of our team, and we'll close out, and we'll go to the next draft, and then we'll try to see if anybody wants to do it with us. We get Nico, we get Debo, we get Cup. Our receivers are probably the biggest weak spot here. You know, Wandale provides probably a nice floor. They don't really have much else in that room besides Neighbors. Xavier Legette is a dart throw, right? But it was a first round pick, 87 targets last year. Pearsall, you're banking on the upside, and then you're hoping that Cooper Cup can stay healthy. But I don't mind. I think Nico and Debo are two solid players, and we wind up with an elite receiver with this running back room is kind of what makes me the most excited about the team, you know?
Yep.
You know, and then we have tight end, we have Jonnu and Jazeki, which is fine. I mean,
I
I'm
would have liked 3 tight ends, but I'm good with 2 if it's Jonnu and Gasecki. But I will just say there's a lot of times where I feel like my best ball teams towards the end, I'm like, all right, fine. Like I made it all work because I did this. I feel like with this particular draft, because like you said, we got Nico, then we got that running back room. I felt like I was never tense of being like all right, like we need to fix this or that. Like that was a good pace. We set ourselves up. So I
yeah.
dig it. Yeah.
Here's the board. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I'm just kind
You
of
have to go through the whole thing. People are listening to the show.
I'm just giving it a nice little scroll down. You know, your boy Brenton Strange, honestly,
My man.
not too bad. He goes
Late
right
round
before
14. Is that?
yeah, he goes before Jazeki. For round 14. Not bad.
I don't know if I do that, but I do like Brenton Strange.
All right, let's clean up some of these questions and then let's do the next draft. So we're gonna do once I answer these questions, we'll do one more draft and then we'll get out of here. Or maybe we won't do another draft. Maybe we'll just answer some more questions. It's up to if the chat wants us to do a draft, we'll do another draft. We'll see.
If you want us to do a chat, chime in.
Yeah.
It'll probably be DraftKings, but chime in.
Tip said Nick/Ingram stack all day. Yeah, I mean Ingram's cheap, and I like I said, I have Nick's pretty high. So Index said Bowers Earth splitting my flex. Hopefully, yeah, hopefully. Big Rice Ball said thoughts on my rookie picks and super flex start 2 tight ends Loveland, Harvey, Jordan James. I mean, it's interesting, right? If you got to start 2 tight ends, then I'm okay with taking Loveland that high, I guess. I do like the tight ends in this class, but if you felt like you needed to take, I mean, yeah, I think it's fine with the fact that you have to start 2. Obviously, I love getting Harvey. I'm cool with Jordan James too. I would like to know who was available, but at 312, I mean, I'm trying to get as many third round rookie picks that I can because I just want to take chances on all these running backs in that spot. Just because, right? So and it's 0.75 tight end premium. So yeah, and the Loveland pick's good.
Yeah.
Brown said May and Lawrence are great for best ball. They upgraded their teams. I agree. Two guys upgraded their teams and upgraded that at the OC. Those are quarterbacks that I like to target. Index said likes him strange, but he's a dart throw. Yeah, definitely a dart throw for sure. Jason said one more draft, do underdog. Scott said I took Genty with the number 4 in a 555B free ticket slow draft in 3. So let's do DF drafts so you can help me with my next pick. He said draft, and Clueless. What's up, Clueless? Been a little bit. He said early drafting. Heck yeah. Do you want to draft? It's getting late. I got to order some food.
So order one and then do a draft. Or we just go off the air and you just disappoint everybody. Whatever you want to do.
Oh man. All right. All right, let's do DraftKings. Let's do DraftKings. You share your screen. Let me order my food real quick and then I'll pull off screen. You share yours and we'll go DraftKings.
Okay, cool? But you're gonna pick your own team or
I'll draft my own team, but you can pull the board up.
Okay.
Right.
Cool? I'll work on that. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. All right.
You work on that. And then
Peter's working on food. What's the order? Actually, everybody in the chat, tell Pete what to have for dinner. Screw what his wife says.
I'm kidding. My wife wants Chinese.
That's Chinese then. That's it. Sesame chicken. We doing wants soup.
Whatever she wants.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good point. Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah. Let's do the $10 entry if we're good with that. For the
sorry, I'm still thinking about Chinese, but yeah, sure. No, I'll set that up.
We'll do the $10 entry. Who is drafting with us so that I know real quick?
I know ATL is more than likely going to jump in because he's got DraftKings. I don't see why he wouldn't. He wants us to do another draft, so I'd be surprised if he's not in there, unless he's busy. Sometimes he's at the bar and he's still watching us, so we appreciate that support, of course. But so we'll see. Let me see what
Scott says he's going to draft with us. Jason, sorry, buddy. We're gonna do underdog, but we'll see. If you can't do DraftKings, you can hang out with us, or we'll see you next time. Appreciate you popping in, man. Just that way we can give the other guys a chance to draft with us that don't have underdog. I mean, it's kind of shitty if with New York obviously banning underdog. That for some reason DraftKings is cool though. I think it's the pick'ems. I think that's what I was reading. It's the pick'ems that they don't like, which I don't really understand why that's an issue. But you can do sports betting. I don't really get what I don't know. Whatever. Clueless said, "If you're waiting for people, I will join." Yeah, I mean, we're not in the room yet, but I mean, yeah, go for it.
We're going to do the what's that?
We're gonna do
NFL, I'll share it, but it's the NFL Best Ball Chain Mover, 5 entry max, $10 a head. We will do that. The only thing I'll say about DraftKings is sometimes they're a little silly billy in terms of
getting in the same room.
You think you're in the same room, but you're not. And ATL says he's at home, so maybe that means that he's going to join us.
Don't hit the slow 8-hour fucking pick.
No, I will. No, that I won't do.
Scott said you guys in my bar. We appreciate it, Scott.
Well, I need more drink. This is gonna be a problem.
All right, so we're gonna enter the room here at 7:37. So 2 minutes.
So go ahead, deposit your funds, get it all ready.
Yep, $10, 7:37. Hoff's got that. Once we enter the room, I'm gonna drop down so I can call this Chinese food.
But wait.
What do you like? Do you like this layout or that layout? Oh,
I like the That one's cool. I don't care, honestly. I care more about your Chinese food order, and I'm not even being a smart ass. I actually do. I'm actually interested. Is anybody getting some General Tso's chicken? A little bit of spice.
I like chicken and broccoli with chicken
Okay.
fried rice, and then crab. I get crab rangoons.
Oh well, you're useless to me. What is she getting?
See, it's the same thing, except she gets
Ah,
pork
Jesus.
fried rice too. I like
Oh,
boneless spare ribs, but sometimes they're a little fatty, so it depends on where you go for them.
that's okay. Nothing will be worse than when she compared me to that whatever that guy was, that homeless looking fucking guy. But that's fine. All right, so we got 1 minute till we're gonna join this draft, though. All seriousness, then Pete's gonna order his Chinese. Stop making me hungry. No, we will not stop making you hungry because Pete's got to order his Chinese, and I'm thirsty, and I'm gonna run out of alcohol, and I'm gonna panic. We got 1 minute to go.
1 minute, and then I'll call this Chinese food in.
Bring the energy, bring the funny. Nice, me too. All right, so either ATL saying he's hungry, he's drafting, or he's getting
All right,
Chinese.
well, we're good. Enter.
All right, we're good. All right, so we're gonna enter. Everybody enter right meow. And I am doing
I said
fast
2 out of
draft.
12.
All right. Yep.
So that's
And I am now 3 out of 12.
Might take a little bit to get into.
It might take a moment. That's fine. So you go order your Chinese.
All right. I hope we're not. I hope I don't get off the phone and we're still waiting to fill. If that happens, then we'll just move down to the cheaper one because those always fill quicker. All right. Let me make this call and I'll be right back.
So as Pete makes the most important call of his entire life, to order Chinese for him and his lovely wife. We are currently in a DraftKings Best Ball Draft. We're going to get ready to do. It's a $10 entry. Right now, I believe we still only have 3 out of 12. So if you guys want to join us, you're more than welcome. To be specific, it's the NFL Best Ball $100 K chain mover 5 entry max tournament. So I like DraftKings in terms of obviously DFS is my go-to, but I don't hate it in terms of best ball. Scott's saying I'm in, but mine says 4. Maybe I just need to refresh the old screen there. So let me hit the old refresh button. Oh God, yeah, we're up to 6. All right, so we got 6 out of 12. So all right, we got Clueless saying I'm in. ATL, our resident troll, saying he's in. Who, by the way, ATL, I noticed you mocked me before when I said the Mets are winning and said they're supposed to be winning. They're playing the Cardinals, but then you were kind enough to let me know that the game was tied, which that's just part of your boyish charm. Is it still tied? Oh no, it's not tied. Why'd you say 4-4 earlier? Where is it tied? I don't know. My shit ain't updating. Who cares? Let's get into this. Yeah, ATL says mine says 6. Let's see here. Tyson's coming in here. Tyson Carter said, "What is a better deal for Dynasty? I have 101 rebuild team, 101 and third next year for 104, his first and second next year, or 101 and 201 for Bucky Irving and 105." And if you're doing the rebuild, I'm going with the second of those trades. What is that? The third next year for 104. Oh, yeah. No. All right. The first part. Yeah. So the 101 third next year for 104, his first and second next year. If you're loading the guns, if you're rebuilding first and second next year, that could prove to be enticing. So that's kind of where I would lean in terms of that. I will just update everybody. We are now at 7 of 12 entrants. So 5 more. Be a friend, tell a friend, whatever Pat McAfee says, but tell your friends, join the draft. Maybe I'll put this into our own group chat with the FF Faceoff. We'll see if anybody actually feels like joining. Let me copy that link. But yeah, so we'll do this draft here. That'll be the last draft of the evening. Then Pete will eat his Chinese. And I don't know what I'm eating tonight, actually. So I might make another quesadilla, maybe some potato quesadilla with some cheese, some Mexican cheese blend. Might go with that. ATL is texting me kindly with a yeah, it's side 4-4. Oh, and look, 9 hits, 4 runs. That's great. That's just what you want from your fucking baseball team. Thank you for that update, actually, though, all seriousness, ATL. So, all right, we are now at 8 out of 12, so 4 more. So maybe P comes back, and maybe we're not waiting for this room to get filled. I'm going to put this into our chat with our podcast guys and say we're drafting on air. So we'll see if anybody jumps in there. But all right, so there we go. And I'm getting texts of people out to dinner. Pete's ordering dinner, and I'm hungry. And Pete just said with a lot of M's when I said we're drafting. Okay, I don't know what he means by that. All right, we got 9 out of 12, so we need 3 more. So, yeah, food. Yes, I know. What the fuck? I'm drinking. Stop talking about food. Oh yes, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm drinking too. I'm not eating. Solidarity, brother. It's all right. So,
all right. Well, this doesn't look like it's going well.
No, what do you mean? Did you? Yeah, no. You got to refresh your screen.
Well, I don't know how you refresh because if I hit the X button, it says. Okay.
Well,
never mind. I can't have the waiting room. Okay.
We went from 8 to 7, so somebody saw that you came back and they left. So,
oh, that's all right. I may not be able to finish the draft with you live because these are longer.
Bitch, what is this now?
Well, it says it's gonna be ready in like 15, 20 minutes. I was like, geez, okay, it's quick. We're dropping viewership. We're losing viewership as we go here. What happened? Well, now we only have 8 people on YouTube. We had 15 when I left.
Clearly you're the figurehead of the whole operation.
You're not entertaining.
I'm not entertaining. I'm very entertaining.
What's going
charismatic.
On? You haven't been entertaining everybody. Clearly. Do we have anything we can put on the screen right now to kill some time? 7 out of 12. This might not fill for like another 20 fucking minutes. Should we switch to fucking the smaller one?
You want all these Muppets to jump out of this draft and jump into the next one?
I mean, I don't know. 7 out of 12. Like, we still got to get 5 more people.
Now it dropped to 6.
Now it's 6. All right, let's get the fuck out of this one. Hold on. Let me leave.
All right, here we go.
I'm leaving it. All right. Let's leave that. And then let's
go. $3 right there.
All right, hold on. Did you enter?
Hold on.
Yes.
Those
all right, let's do $3. Ready?
Hold on a second. Yep. Little psycho.
All right.
$3. All right. That's the max 20 entry, 1.5 million play action best ball. I'm joining.
All right, I'm hitting enter now. I think I just got in one. I'm in one. What the fuck? You didn't hit enter.
What says I'm entered?
Well, now I'm drafting. I'm not drafting with anybody. I don't think. I'm in one already. I guess I could do 2. My head's gonna fucking spin. I gotta go pick up this Chinese and draft in fucking 2. I don't think we're gonna get this off. I don't think
we're gonna get it off either. Thank you for everybody for depositing your funds, though.
All right, well then let's just close out. We'll probably come back. We'll do another best ball draft during the week. I'll still draft this team, I guess. But yeah, we'll do another one. I know, Scott. I know you're gonna be bummed out, but we'll do another one this week. I just don't know how long it's gonna take, and I gotta go pick up my food. We've been going for an hour and 20 minutes. But we'll draft again during the week. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you for the super chats, Brown. Appreciate it, and we'll see you guys this week.